Sarah and Jermaine, first of all, thanks so much for being here. I want to start off by just sharing I haven't laughed that hard in quite a while. Um,
Oh, good.
yeah, from the premise of the film to the cast, up until the very last line, I just had an absolute blast with the drop. It was so funny. Definitely a nice surprise. And if it's not a hit at Tribeca, then they're doing something wrong. Um, Sarah, let's start off with you here. Your bio on Tribeca's website says that you were 8 months pregnant and very sweaty while shooting the drop.
So true. Yeah.
You wrote this with Joshua Leonard. Where'd the idea come from?
Well, this movie is like a very weird love letter to my husband. We've been together 17 years and we were reaching that point of like, okay, we got to really either procreate or not. We need to sort of make a decision. And it was around that time that we were thinking about it, that I had asked him. I'm such a fan of the movie Force Majeure, which I don't know if you're familiar with, but it's a brilliant film about this couple that's put to the test when he violates like a central tenet of manhood and masculinity. And I asked my husband, I was like, well, what would I have to do to make you feel that way? And he was like, I don't know. I guess you could drop a baby. And I was like, but what if it's like an accident? And what if the baby's okay? He's like, I just would wonder if I married a dud. And so like, hearing him say that, it was like horrifying. And, also was playing into so many of my own fears about becoming a parent. So that's where the idea came from. And Manny, the character in the movie, is in a lot of ways inspired by my husband, Shaheen, who's also the film cinematographer. And Jermaine Fowler was like the person to bring this character to life. He's like the heart of the movie and the only like I don't know, sort of sane voice in a group of otherwise very unlikable people.
Sarah, my next question starts off, I had a line, just a note there saying, Jermaine, your character is the most sane of this group. So like you nailed it right there with where I was going.
It's hilarious.
Jermaine, one of the things that had me rolling was like not only your character's verbal reactions to things, and especially when the drop happens, your face just tells it all, and that happens throughout. Your nonverbals, your facial expressions, absolutely sell every cringe moment in here. How difficult was it to keep straight faces while filming this movie?
That's why I'm laughing so hard because it was difficult. I'm a fan of every single person that was involved in this film, from the crew to the cast. I've watched Ukar's Jillian. I actually started stand-up with Aparna back in DC. She's from Virginia, and I've been Anna, like everyone, Alicia, like everyone's just so, Robin, and like Jennifer, like everyone's just so talented and extremely funny. So it was tough in between takes. Sometimes we forget we be doing a movie. You know what I mean? Like it just felt like we were just like kind of all on the same page, and when that happens, you just make magic.
Absolutely.
Jermaine had the hardest job of all, really, because Jermaine Fowler is like a hilarious person and kind of a clown in his own right, and I had to remind him, like, you're the straight man in this picture. So that was in some ways the hardest
you're
job.
holding it all together.
Yeah, she did. I mean, that's what I love Sarah. She's such a great leader, and there are moments when like I come from comedy, and that your first instinct when something is awkward, for me in my world, is to make it funny, like, outwardly and just, instinctually. So there were moments when like, Sarah would have to remind me, hey, and I'm like, oh, right. But it was such a challenge. That's exactly why I wanted to do the role.
Sarah, can you talk about bringing the cast together there? I mean,
this is like
powerhouses.
Oh my God, this is such a dream group of people. This is like the coolest cast. Everyone like is their own distinct flavor, I would say, in a way. So the combination of them is just really fun on screen. I mean, casting is always a strange art form, because it's like it's a mix of creative, but then also practical considerations and schedules or whatever. But it is one of these weird things where it's like, once you have your cast, if you've done your job right, it just feels like there was no one else who could play these parts. These parts were meant for these people. in lots of ways. And they really, this was a semi-scripted, mostly improvised movie. So they also made it their own. Everybody really owned their character, and was really creating this movie with us in real time.
That's incredible. One of the things I loved about it was that the group of friends is just such a diverse group of friends. And it's just so emblematic of, friend groups today. And looking at the cast there, it was my group of friends on there. And how would we react to something so cringe and awkward that happened? So that was a lot of fun. Was that important to you when you were writing the script to kind of have those different, corners of the friend group?
I just wanted it to feel reflective of how it feels in my life and my friend groups, like I just wanted it to feel real of today, and really just find the best people for the roles. So in whatever form that took. But I think, we're lucky to live in this day and age where everybody is, it's a global world, and people come from all walks of life, and just wanted the movie to reflect that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Jermaine, I'm expecting to see you everywhere soon, because, from Coming to America to this is a film I think is going to be, like your breakout, your next, like the next big thing, because like I said, if it doesn't take off at Tribeca and beyond, I don't know what's wrong, because I can't wait to see more from both of you in terms of filmmaking, and then Jermaine in terms of, your acting and what you bring to the role. But what's more nerve-wracking for you? Is it preparing for a stand-up routine, or is it prepping for a role like this?
I've been doing stand-up since I was 17, so I'm kind of, it's just part of what I do. But I got into stand-up because I wanted to act. And so the beauty about this particular movie was it kind of blends the things I do with stand-up and acting, as far as the improv and, sometimes walking on stage with no idea what I'm going to talk about. But I feel like that's why I love both forms of art, is because I think they complement each other. I think my stand-ups made me a better actor, because I'm more comfortable kind of, just trusting my, instincts in general. And I think my acting's made me a better stand-up, because I think I'm just more comfortable just being a character, or diving into an act out, or, turning into my father or my mother on stage, so I think, it's a tough question. I don't know.
No, it's a great answer there. In terms of the film itself, are there any standout scenes for you two? What's the one that sticks out for you?
Oh man. I mean, I love so much about this movie. I think my favorite sequence is the day we shot on the boat. Jermaine, remember that?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't want to give anything away.
I don't either.
This is not like I'm trying to say this without spoiling anything. I will just say there's one moment where Manny's character jumps into the ocean, and Jermaine Fowler, the mensch that he is. Okay, so I'm like 8 months pregnant. And I told him, look, I never ask my actors to do anything I wouldn't do. I'll jump in with you. I'm going to jump in. I'll jump in with you, and then you'll jump in. Because he, I was like, I make sure it's safe. We obviously had water safety there too, but so then we get there, it's like time to do that shot, and the water safety was like, so these waters are infested with jellyfish, and the blue ones will sting you and it'll hurt, but the red ones will kill you. And I was like, maybe we don't. And I was like, you know what? We don't need to do this shot. I'll figure something else out. Let's not do the shot. And Jermaine was like, I'm doing the shot. I'm doing the shot. No, roll camera. I'm doing the shot. And I was like, okay, remember when I told you I was going to jump in with you? I think maybe,
changing my mind.
I think, it's for the baby. I need to keep the baby safe. I'm pregnant. So I couldn't possibly do this shot with you.
So how did that
not
work
once,
out?
but twice. Not once, but twice. And it's an amazing shot. And no jellyfish sting.
No jellyfish stinging. I share the same sentiments as Sarah. I was told that they were red and blue jellyfish. Be careful of one of them. I'm not sure how I could tell which one was red and which one was blue. And it was dark water. I was afraid, but like, I will do anything for a shot. That's who I am. And I jumped in, and I had to jump in for myself because I've never done it before. And I'm afraid of not seeing what's beneath me in water. So that's why, I don't really jump in oceans. So right. I was like, not my thing. But when Sarah told me that she'd do it with me, I was like, and then she didn't. but it was
yeah. And then I was like, you're on your own, bud.
That's the scene that I'm looking forward to most, honestly, the whole boat scene, because that's when everything kind of crescendos in a way.
Absolutely.
That scene I want to see so bad.
Yeah, it's such a funny scene, and oh my gosh, just hearing the story behind it. I'm the same way, Jermaine. If I can't see my feet,
right,
we're in too deep. You know, I don't trust anything there.
Yeah. Oh God, man. So it was nerve-wracking, but I hope it looks good.
It definitely
it was
does,
worth
definitely.
it. It was worth it.
Oh, good.
Listen, like I said, I laughed from beginning to end of this movie, and it was such a pleasure to watch and just enjoy. And it looked like everyone was having such a great time filming it, which I think is, you don't always get that, and you can just tell that the actors liked one another, and it comes through and makes the film authentic. So thank you for that. But for both of you, I guess, Sarah, starting with you, what's next for you? You've worked on some psychological films in the past. This comedic film is bonkers. I love it. What's next?
Yeah, I mean, this film was a little bit of a detour for me. I never actually expected that I'd be making a comedy, but I enjoyed it so much. I would love to make another, honestly. I would love to like turn this little amazing group of talented actors into like a little troupe and just keep, making movies together. That'd be great. But I've returned to my, more dark and twisted roots. I'm writing a bunch right now, a lot of psychological thrillers and a sci-fi, and so also really excited to get back to that part of myself as well.
Excellent. Jermaine, how about yourself? What's coming up next?
A couple things, but I'm most excited about after doing this movie, I've been just I really like working with Sarah. I really did. It was she pushed me so hard in the best way, and emotionally there were takes when like she would. It was great. So after doing the film, I've been just more attracted to finding just deeper stories and just things I'm uncomfortable with, and just challenging myself. So that's what I'm looking forward to finding most. And there's some things, but like, talking to Sarah again, like it's bringing back a lot of good memories. So she's amazing.
That's awesome. That's so great to hear. So is this going to be the next great pairing that we see moving forward? Sarah and Jermaine?
I hope so. If I can keep tricking people into letting me make these super weird movies, then yeah.
Well, you tricked me into jumping off a boat, so I'm pretty sure,
I'll do anything that you do. Don't worry about it. Well, thank you both so much. I hope that, like I said, I expect that this is going to be one that people are talking about at the festival, and I can't wait to talk to others about it after they see it. So thanks for taking the time today, and thanks for such a great film.
Thank you for your interest. Thank you so much.